It was the kind of rain that has no space between the raindrops, the kind of rain that will put you to sleep. Unfortunately, that is exactly what happened to my friend Carl as he was driving my friend Joey and I back from an LSU game. The newly opened Interstate 49 had been highly anticipated for years. Finally, a north-south highway connected southern and northern Louisiana. It had recently been deemed ready for travelers, and we were so glad to be on it. But in the driving rain, it was quite challenging. If there were stripes along the shoulder, they couldn't be seen. There weren't any streetlights yet, much less any businesses or even cars for that matter. The only thing on I-49 that night besides my brand new car was darkness and water from the sky. Carl woke up just in time to witness the hydroplaning car. It was spinning like a top before careening backwards down an embankment that was as tall as 2 stories or more. It rolled helplessly out of control backwards toward the trees along a ravine. I heard myself scream out to Jesus. Suddenly the car jerked to a stop. We sat for a moment, shocked in the cold, relentless downpour, so grateful that somehow the car had stopped mere inches from the trees. My friend Joey and I had prayed before, but never before as we did that night in sheer relief and intense gratitude. While we were unspeakably grateful, we were also aware that we were so far down the highway level that even if a car did happen to come along, they could not see us. We sat there in the cold, dark rain, no headlights, and discovered the car would not even start. We wondered how we would ever get out of that treachery. A few minutes later, to our amazement, we saw an old truck way up on the highway level. We were stunned to see the truck start backing down toward our darkened car. 2 men in yellow slickers got out. They didn't ask if we were okay, nor did they offer to make any phone calls. They wordlessly approached our car, took off their yellow slickers, put them down under the front wheels, then wordlessly went back to their truck. Even though we effused gratitude and offered to pay for their services, they still said not one word. Just went about the business of expeditiously rescuing us from our helpless position and returned to their truck. A stunned Carl put the car in neutral, and they pulled us to the top of the highway with a chain. As soon as our front tires were on the pavement again, we realized they were gone. There were no men, no truck, only a chain lying in the road attached to nothing. Is it raining where you are? Does your life seem dark, and do you feel no one will ever see or care about your predicament? Does everything seem hopeless? God doesn't love me more than He loves you. I'm just a normal person. But I will never assume that God won't show up right when I need Him, and you shouldn't either. It might be cold, it might be raining, it might be dark and hopelessly desolate, but God will show up. His angels may not be in yellow slickers, but they are there. Oh, yes, they are there. I know it, Joey knows it, Carl knows it, and you should know it too.